Skeleton Crew, Season 1, Episode 4, Thoughts. This episode's called Can't Say I Remember, No, at Attin. Another episode I love. Spoilers for everything Star Wars leading up to and including this episode. The episode is rated 12+, so will this video be? Let's dive right in. So yeah, this one's brought to us by the Daniels, which is a great opportunity for me to give you a friendly reminder to, if you are old enough, I'm pretty sure this is like the one thing they've made that's PG-13 or less, that I know of at least. Make sure you check out basically everything else you can. I still haven't. I gotta watch the one they made with the Daniel. Yeah, and Paul Dano. I gotta still watch that one. Anyway, yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and the various shorts and music videos. Am I remembering that right? That a bunch of it is on YouTube, right here. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, wasn't expecting it to be the wrong planet, but that is a nice little, I don't know if I want to use the word twist. That might be excessive, but yeah, it's, and yeah, so one major thing here is, of course, we are seeing child soldiers, and it's not the first time Star Wars has had those. Hasn't always handled them equally well, but I do think they do a good job here, as in some of the other depictions, because you do have to be careful when you're making media that's going to be viewed by, 12-year-olds, and so if you have child soldiers, that you make it clear this is not what, this is not a desirable existence. This is not job, I suppose I should say. You shouldn't hope, and you shouldn't join. There are some young people who have chosen to, fight a war when they're, too young to fully understand what they're doing. And, to be clear, I'm not saying, I do realize, sadly, a lot of the time, they don't have a choice at all. Just to make clear, I realize it sounds super obvious. Don't tell kids that they should fight in a war. But I mean, this is a show and franchise that makes action, fighting look really cool and cathartic. So, yeah, it is very important that they do that. And I appreciate the line, the show continues to do this thing of like pushing right up against the edge of like, when they're captured, like, yeah, for like a minute there, they tell Neil and the other three as well, and yeah, like, what are they going to do to them if they really think this might be, our sworn enemy? These might be the people we're at war with. Them not admitting that their Hatan is not going to make things better. It might make things worse. Well, I forget. I think there is a specific term for it, but yeah, like if you are of the enemy but you claim to be a friend, that's like you're a spy, and that's like you can be executed for that. So yeah, that, like, if they think you're one of the enemy, there's some chance they're gonna try to do a hostage exchange at least, put you in a POW camp or something. But yeah, if they think you're a spy, that might be it. So yeah, for maybe a minute there, we're like, what are they gonna do? And then, we get the line, here children are honored. And it's, and not long after he says, so you're gonna fight too. That is of course the thing. Careful what you wish for. I remember being a kid. Yeah, I was thinking like, why can't these adults treat? How do I reach these adults? Why can't they treat me like an adult at the very least when I say things that are adult? But I'm saying intellectual. I'm not saying, yeah. Anyway, yeah, obviously, if you are treated as an adult, that comes with certain responsibilities, and this is a place where everyone fights, especially if it's your first night. And let's see, yeah, I don't think the Luke Skywalker, you know, equivalent here on the show is too emotionally devastated about it being the wrong planet. Still, I do just want to tell him, you'll get there eventually. You win some, you lose some. I yeah, right. Okay, so some amazing acting by the child actors. The girl who plays Hana, fantastic. I like the little bit of like, she witnesses Neil with the food, and she does smile when she sees, because it's one of those things. Yeah, when you're at war, there might not be food for everyone, and they're gonna prioritize the fighters. It's sad but true. I'm not saying it's right, but that is how it often is. So yeah, these kids have not had very much to eat in a long time. And the yeah, she does smile a little and then hide her smile when she sees his goodness. And she does say, maybe one day when I'm old enough to lead my father's, lead the Troik, I will remember your ways. And it is that thing. Like, I love how, Neil, like, some think of him as like a coward. He is genuinely like, he's one of the only ones smart enough to realize, no, you can't just keep doing this forever. Like, eventually you're gonna have to make peace. And he points out that is actually braver. That requires trust. Yeah, absolutely love it. We gotta teach younger generations not to love war. I'm not saying it's never ever the answer. For sure it was necessary to stop the Nazis, the German Nazis. Hopefully it won't. I'm hoping that we'll be able to stop the current day Nazis, the effing current day Nazis. Without more violence than has already happened. Now, let's see. Which I do want to underline. It started by them. Anyway, yes, let's see. And that was also something that I saw. I guess that's a spoiler, so I won't say where I learned it, but there was someone who pointed out, you know, the yeah, it requires people wanting peace. That's not always enough. To be clear, I'm not saying that it means no one on that side wants peace, but it requires someone in leadership to want peace, and that's what we're looking at here with Hana. Yeah, also great acting by Ryan Kira, who strong arms Smee into, giving the information, and she didn't think about, wait, if Smee has been ordered to not give the information, has he also been ordered to hurt people who ask for the information? Classic mistake. We've all been there as kids, And she takes to that blaster pretty quickly. I would have thought her preferred weapon would be pyrokinesis. She can still start a fire. And I at first I wasn't sure where they were going with the repeated line, "Can't say I remember," no, at Attin, but yeah, by the end it's that reveal, can't say doesn't mean don't remember. And yeah, he does also say, the implication is that he doesn't remember, but yeah, and it sounds just like pirate speak, Let's see. Yeah, I think that might just about be what I have to say for this one. Right, okay, so yeah, Neil, yeah, for a while he really doesn't want to fight, even when he's shown, the thing that by the end of the episode they still hadn't fired. Are they really not going to fire Chekhov's massive artillery gun? Like, they're still on the planet by the end of the episode, so there is still time. But yeah, he doesn't want to fight, and then there is a situation where it would save his friends' lives, and that was also great. Smee makes himself big again, starts threatening to tear them limb from limb, and yeah, the at the end of the day, this is a pirate droid, dangerous. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Neil risks his own life to save his friends' lives. So, yeah, underlining he's not a coward, he's just not, like, hungry for war. It was the only way he would have been able to save them. And, Jod goes for the off switch. Makes a lot of sense. I hope this doesn't mean we're not going to see more of Smee, but I could imagine, like, maybe, can they do that thing where they just turn on, like, the brain and, like, reprogram the brain? Or maybe, could they reprogram without turning on? Anyway, something like that, because he could still be extremely useful. They just gotta, curb the whole homicide urge. Or at the very least, get the urge to kill fading. Yeah, right. Jod, it's still not 100%, like, is he just after the treasure? Because when he talks to Smee, he keeps bringing up the treasure, but is that, like, safety, or is he actually trying to trick the kids? Fob them off, I believe, is the, yeah, I want to say Irish term for it. Let's see. Let me know, Arts Cafe, if I got something wrong about your language and culture. Again, I swear I'm not trying to. Let's see. Yeah, the right, the for sure. I'm gonna try not to, like, imitate the accent again, since I got that wrong. Anyway, yes, yeah, Jod, is he... Right, yes, made my point about that. The other thing with Jod is he did kind of steal, more than kind of, and then use the New Republic credits, the dataries. And, it's one of those things, like, if you had communicated to Wim, like, if... Like, he specifically waited until Wim was gone to steal them. That was also... I like the thing with, babysitting. Come on, baby, don't make me count. There's... Like... Yeah, when I was a kid, I would have loved seeing an adult be treated like a petulant child. Like that. But yeah, he specifically waited until he was alone and could steal. If he had just asked Wim, do you have any valuables in case we need to make a trade? Like, before he found out that Jod stole, Wim really looked up to Jod, so there's some chance that he would have been like, oh yeah, it's just lunch money, whatever, we can get food some other way, But the fact that it was stealing, yeah. And it is this thing of, like, Jod technically solved the problem, and without violence, but he did also spend money that wasn't his to give away, And he specifically says bargain, so yeah, he way overpaid for the EOPs. And yeah, it's clear the Hatan, though we spent almost no time with them at all, they're also not just these vicious evil. They probably stole the EOPs because they also are struggling to get by. And, yeah, the money... yeah. Because, like, if they just desperately wanted the Troik to, to die quickly, they would probably have taken the money and kept Jod as a prisoner and not given the EOPs back. Yeah, I think that covers everything. Let's see. Right, I like when Hena called her father's bluff. You know, he's like, oh, well, we're gonna have them lead us into battle, which is also one of those things of like, yeah, you know, he's got to make sure they're trustworthy after all, you know. And I'm not sure he expected them to make it, but it is one of those things where, like, you know, to him, if you're not a warrior, what good are you? You know, and yeah, the if they are good warriors and they manage to help against the Hatan, they're useful. But yeah, Hina, you know, says no, I'll join them, and it's very clear from his face, like that wasn't supposed to, you know. And yeah, I do believe that covers. Um, yeah, because I mean, I feel like if they are able to reprogram Smee to tell, wait, did he? No, I'm still not 100% certain if he did see. We know he destroyed and he killed everyone who. He says he killed everyone who did see. Not 100%. I mean, I feel like how well could he even destroy it if he wasn't looking at it at all? Because he ripped out specifically the part that had the you know, he didn't destroy the entire pillar, for example. That you could do without looking, just knowing that it's there. Yeah, really looking forward to next week's episode, and yeah, let's see. Right, I really appreciated the, you know, Fern's little, you know, breakdown when she's like, you know, this is too much pressure.